Cairn, once again in this channel. I like this system a lot, and I already play it so many times, and I talk about it several times in the channel. But the second edition has been here for a while, and I still didn't make a video about it actually until now, because now I have decided that I definitely need to talk about the second edition of Cairn. I was waiting for the physical books in the end, so I couldn't support the Kickstarter, so I had to wait not only for the PDFs that are available for free, but also I had to wait for the physical form or the physical book of the player guides and the Wardens guide. And the Wardens guide took more time than the player's guide to be available. So as you can see, the game evolved a lot, because Cairn used to be like this thing, but now we have two books, the player's guide and the Warden's guide. So, and the Warden's guide is, I would say, twice, even more twice than bigger than the player's guide. So there are a lot of content here now. And as usual, I always focus more on the solo aspect. Once again, Cairn is not a solo game, but as it is a simple game, it is really easy to play it solo by using any kind of oracle, even a d6 as an oracle. So, and now we have even more tools and things that we can use to fill the gaps that this Cairn here unfortunately didn't have a way to fill. So let's just very briefly have a look on the player's guide. We have here the same rule set. The rules are basically the same, just few things are changed, but I would say more like in the inventory side. Now we have what we call petty items that are really small. They don't count in your inventory, but yeah, apart from that, I don't see too much changes. However, we do have some new stuff that we can use to make our character better and hence our game better also. So to create a character in Cairn 2nd edition is basically the same, but now we do have one additional thing. Actually a few more things, not one, but the major one is the background. Now your character has a background, and a background adds a lot to your character. We will see them in a few seconds, but for now I would like to show you that we do have something new: backgrounds. We also have bonds and omens. So when you create a character, you roll normally 3d6, strength, dexterity and willpower. You need to check your background, because depending on your background you might have some adjustment that you should do. But and then when you roll your bond, you have some kind of I would say ideas, or sparkling ideas or inspirations to understand a little bit more about what's happening with your character. And also with omens, these are amazing things. For those that are not aware, Cairn usually is set in a forest, and this setting is called Wald. And what is funny to me is that I have moved to Germany recently, and I do not speak German, but I know that Wald is forest in German. The setting of Cairn is in a forest, and it's called Wald, that in German means forest. Great. Yeah, I do not know if he did this intentionally or not, but for me it was just a funny thing to notice. Backgrounds. You roll 1d20 And these are the backgrounds that you have. Let me just jump to one of them. It defines your starting gear, and you have some kind of name proposals for it also, and you do have 2 questions that you need to answer to make your character unique. So the first one actually is like a special talent or a special trait, or like in the case of the beast handler, he or she has a companion. And in the second, usually you get some kind of item to your inventory. And yeah, and the backgrounds are very unique. I like how they were named, and yeah, it's so cool. And every time that I create a character, I already have so many ideas for an adventure that I don't need to roll too much on all the tables to start playing it. And yeah, this is amazing. So as we have several backgrounds here, you see that most of the book is basically backgrounds. So as I said, the rules are basically the same, but now with the background we have plenty of possibilities with random tables to inspire you to play it in a better way. The rules, as I said, they are basically the same. So you have the saves, it's a roll under system. There are several situations here like healing and recovery, deprivation and fatigue, how to handle it, morale, hirelings, the die of fate, that is basically an oracle, and rules for combat. And as you might already know, we don't roll to see if we hit or not, we just roll for damage, and everything is explained here. As I said, there are no changes in the rule in the end, they are basically the same. What is new in the book also are the procedures. There was no procedures in the past, but now we have procedures for both dungeon exploration and wilderness exploration, with several ideas on how to use this system, and even ideas on how to approach the wilderness exploration. For instance, instead of relying on hex scroll as most systems do currently, it relies more on point crawler, and I like it too. But you have like watches to measure the distance between one point to another, and you have some kind of rolls that you can do to see the weather and other stuff. So I like it a lot, because in the end, when I used to play Cairn to do some kind of dungeon crawler or wilderness exploration, I had to bring some other ideas from other systems to do it, and now I can just use this book. And as I said, the setting is Wald. In German is W instead of V, and at least the sound is the same. Wald means forest in German, and I like it. And there is a very brief introduction to the setting in this book, talking about the woods, the roots, basically the surface and the underground. But there's not too much stuff here. You can see that just this. And this is the player guide. But now we have the Warden's guide. And here it is where the magic happens. Not only for the GM, if you are going to use Cairn to GM to an adventure to your group, but also for the solo player, because there are so many stuff here. And just if we have a look in the table of contents, you see that we have world building, the Warden tools, and then we have in the Warden tools how to create monsters, and even naming procedures and so on, and some advice and example on creating new backgrounds and how to handle the point crawls. So many stuff, and good stuff. And as always, tables, and I love tables. So you can see that we have like region theme where you can roll for culture and resources, but we also have tables for factions, and we can roll d20 on these tables, faction rules, faction actions also, if you want to play in the background what the factions are doing, some ideas on how to draw your map. I always like these ideas of roll some dice on top of a piece of paper and just draw the stuff. And here we have tables and the procedure to create these maps, and I like it. It's so cool, it's so great. And for the solo player mainly, it's so useful because you don't need to go anywhere else. You have everything that you need here in a very simple way to be used. And man, this is so good. So I could flip this whole book, but as I said, this book is even bigger than the player's book, and it would take a lot of time to go through all these pages. But I strongly recommend you to go to itch.io and download it for free and check it by yourself, because it's so good that I think that everyone should have it, everyone should read it. Definitely, it's a book that is really great. We have a bestiary here also, so you can still use the bestiary from Cairn first edition without any issue. But here we also have a bestiary, I think it's beast, right? So bestiary. And then as I said, you have also ways on how to create your own monster with some ideas, and then you can even roll randomly to see what monster you can have. So really nice, and this is so good. And another good point here is this growth chapter, because Cairn does not have XP, and a lot of people complains that there is no progression. And this is actually a very, I would say, complicated topic to discuss in a few minutes, but I don't agree that the only way that you can progress in a game is through XP and increasing numbers in your character sheet. I think that you can improve your character narratively during the game. So you start as no one, and then people start knowing you, and then you can have more reputation and so on. So I think this is some kind of growth also. And you can have even equipment, because better equipment also improve your character. And here he talks about this growth topic in a very good way, giving you some ideas and examples on how the characters can grow in your campaign without giving them XP levels or whatever. I like it, it's really good, and yeah, very useful. In addition, we have some ideas for magic items, and there are so many ideas here, and good ideas, and some of them bring also some, I would say, bad stuff, not only good stuff, and I like it. And in the end, the part 3, the last chapters, they some advice are here, and ideas to create new backgrounds, and a lot of odd stuff, how to handle point crawls, converting maps, and so on. So many useful tools. This is a very interesting book, and the content in the Wardens guide is really unique. I like it. So as I said, just go to itch.io, download it for free, and have a look on it by yourself. The character sheet, there are 2 character sheets for this game. I like this one most, so I have been using it. This one, actually this one I already used, but I erased it. But yeah, I have this one here and I like it so much. We have more spaces to write the traits, the bonds, the omens, yeah, the name, background, if we are deprived or not, the armor, yeah, pet items, and the inventory and fatigue. Simple, but the art style is also amazing. This is an amazing book. This is an amazing system. So Cairn 2e, it took me a lot of time to talk about it, but I finally did, and I'm glad that I did this, and I hope you all get your PDFs, and if you want to buy it, it is available on Lulu and on Amazon also, and it's really cheap. It's not expensive, so it's very accessible to everyone. So I hope you liked this video, and I wish you all a great day. Bye bye.